Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sangeeta, and today I'm going to be talking through how to break down a script for actors. This will be really helpful in doing your auditions and your self-tapes, in figuring out how to really bring out those different emotions and beat changes to maximize your performance and do the best work that you can. So the first step is really nice and easy, and it might seem a bit obvious, but it's to highlight your character's parts. So what your character's saying and your actions. And this will just give you a really clear way to know exactly what you need to learn and what your character is doing, especially if it's for an audition that's due in a couple days. Now, a beat change is where the emotion shifts in a scene. So for example, your character might be talking and then the other character does something that makes your character upset, or they say something that makes your character upset. So that there is a beat change. And I just want you to draw a line through the parts where a beat change is happening, just so you can start to indicate where is your character's emotion changing. So once you have those beat changes all outlined through the whole script, so that's going to make it much more clear to understand your character's journey through the script. The next point is your character's objective. So figuring out what does your character want in the scene, and specifically what does your character want from the other person in the scene, because that's going to form how you're going to interact with the other character, and it's going to give your character a reason to be in this scene too. So figure out, have a think. Audience doesn't have to know what this objective is, but it's really going to help drive the scene forward. So my next tip is something that I actually had to do back in acting college. This is something you don't have to do, but it can really help you with your intention. And that is writing down an action beside each line that your character has, to show what action your character is using in order to get to your objective. So if your objective is that you want an apology from the other character, what action are you using to get that apology? You know, you might have one line that asks them a question. So your action is to question, because you want to try and use that tactic to get your objective. And maybe further down the script that doesn't work. So you start using frustration, or you might even try to manipulate. So yeah, just think about what actions you're using, and you can write that down beside each line that you have. So down the left-hand side of that script is usually where I will write my inner monologue. Now, inner monologue is basically what your character is really thinking, so they're unfiltered thoughts. For example, you might have a line where you're going, "Hey dude, how's it going?" But perhaps this character you don't actually like at all. So if I just read, "Hey dude, how's it going?" I'm going to think that's really friendly. But in my inner monologue, if I wrote, "Go to hell, I hate this dude," then you're going to say the line very differently. So it's sort of about your true intentions behind what you're saying. Continuing on from our previous example, here is me adding the inner monologue into our broken down script. Moment before is as in real life. Where was your character before the scene took place? Your moment before is going to help you figure out how to enter the scene. It's going to be very different if your character is just getting back from a funeral, opposed to just getting back from winning an Oscar and partying all night. So finally, we've come to the last point, which is to learn and memorize your script. Now, if you've done all those steps before, learning it is going to be so much easier, and you're really going to understand who this character is, what do they want, and how are they feeling, opposed to just printing out the script and learning the lines and doing nothing else. So this is going to give you a lot more depth and emotional range in your performance. A tip I have when learning your lines is to practice it in different ways. And this is going to really help you not to get stuck in doing it a certain way. So even if a director comes along and they ask you to do it a completely different way, you can just slip into that, opposed to being so stuck in the way that you've been practicing it. So even if it feels weird, I think it's good to practice it with some really random different emotions just to get it out, because sometimes you'll find pieces in different versions and you can piece that together to make a really good take. And also in terms of memorizing, I find the easiest ways to learn your lines is to go through them right before you go to sleep or right as you wake up. I will go through the lines, even just reading them right before I sleep, and generally in the morning, I know them all really easily. So that's a helpful tip to learn your lines really well. There you go. That's how to break down a script for those who aren't sure. And I can tell you that implementing all those tips is really going to help you to create some really great performances and understand the script and the dialogue and who your character is. Please leave a comment and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.